Mike Heller, sports radio host, The Mike Heller Show, 1070 The Game in Madison, Wisconsin. Good to have you back. Mike, things have changed a little bit here, it feels like, in a week. Last Friday, if I remember correctly, most people thought it's a real small percentage Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay. A week later, what do you think that feeling is now?
Yeah, I think it's grown a little bit, Dan. I think John Kuhn, former Packers teammate with Aaron Rodgers, does a show on the statewide network that I'm affiliated with. He thinks there's a better chance. James Jones thinks there's a better chance. I don't think those are coincidence situations. These are former teammates that Aaron Rodgers is still really good friends with. So if they're bringing that to the table this week, that there's a better chance of reconciliation, I think there's a better chance of reconciliation.
Did we learn anything more from Adam Schefter's report yesterday?
Well, I had a poll question a week ago. I sent to Paulie earlier this morning. Last Thursday, I ran a poll: who's the villain in the Packers versus Rodgers situation? And it was dead even. It was a photo finish. It was a 0.5 percentage point difference. I ran it again yesterday, same wording, and Rodgers is the villain with 67% of the vote. So it changed in the last week, and then thanks to you, I think it changed a little bit. I should put media in the villain category too, and maybe they'd get a lion's share of the vote.
Well, I was just wondering that Adam held this until draft day. There wasn't any real new information in there, even though he cited leak sources and a team source, but then said it's not from the Packers and not from Aaron Rodgers. Where do you think this information is coming from? And where do you think things stand now between both of these parties?
So I think it does come from Rodgers and the Packers, and it's certainly coming from other emissaries who are those back channel reports. Somebody connected to the organization says, and somebody connected to the player says. I agree with your sentiment this morning. I think that there is a much better chance right now than I thought a week ago that Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. And one of the things that I was talking to you about on the show Monday is that I think the best chance for both in winning a Super Bowl is to reconcile.
Yeah.
I agree with you. If he goes to Denver, I don't think Denver becomes a Super Bowl champion next year. I think the Green Bay Packers can be. And what happens in 2022 or beyond? I know Aaron wants some guarantees that he's going to be in Green Bay, but the best chance for the Green Bay Packers to win a Super Bowl and for Aaron Rodgers to win a Super Bowl is to do it together.
But I don't know how important winning another Super Bowl is to Aaron. Like, if you want the GM fired, you're telling free agents, don't re-sign, I'm not going to be here. You want a salary that may make you the highest paid player in the sport. Those are things that don't help the Green Bay Packers if the ultimate goal is to win a championship.
Yeah, I think, from the concept of, if you get into the weeds of Aaron telling Packers free agents, I might not be here, or I won't be here next year, that could be as simple or as benign as just texting his buddies, hey, I might not be here next year, in a joking manner, as opposed to saying, sitting down with them, and before you do this, know that I'm probably not going to be here. I don't know. Aaron's hard to figure out, right? He's a bit of an enigma given his track record and some of the things that we don't know about him. We just know surface stuff. I sure wish he'd talk. It doesn't do any. We're not going to know anything until after June 1st, unless, of course, the Packers and Aaron Rodgers sign a contract extension. And Dan, I think that's far more possible today than I thought at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, the fact that there's been silence here, Mike, that usually, I've been around a long time, and it figures that, they're not kind of going at each other here, or, and maybe something else comes out and Rodgers, like there's a report that Rob Domofsky says a high-ranking personnel executive from an opposing team said the Packers could get 2 first-round picks and a second-rounder in a trade. So could get. See, that's not fair to the situation, I don't think.
No, and I think if you add in this story to that, any place Aaron goes and they get 2 first-rounders, there's going to be in the back half of the first round, below 20.
Yeah.
How valuable are those picks if you're getting number 22 next year and number 25 the year after that? I don't know that that's enough value for what Aaron Rodgers brings to the table today. So I still think, and to me, the wild card in all of this is Aaron's view of the Green Bay Packers. And a lot of people want to attach emotion to this. I think it's less about emotion and more about trust. So if Aaron doesn't feel he can trust that the Packers have dealt with him fairly, then I don't think he's coming back. If he can set that aside, I think he'll be in Green Bay, and I think they'll be a Super Bowl contender.
Is Jordan Love going to be with this team in a year?
Well, I would hope so. I would hope that they treat Jordan Love in a little bit of the same way that San Francisco treated Garoppolo until at some point that reached its head. But if Jordan Love can play, Dan, right, if he can play in some exhibition games and show that there's something there other than Utah State film from 2 years ago, if he can show there's something there, then a deal to send Jordan Love somewhere else a year from now, 18 months from now, might bring back some value. But right now, 2 year ago tape from Utah State is not enough to give him any value.
Yeah, there's no sample size here. There's no preseason. Right. And yeah, but I get the feeling the Packers know what they have in Jordan Love. Now, they might want to see him with live bullets there, but he's not ready. The question is, how long can he get ready, and how long would it take to get ready? Because this is really what you set up. This would have been ideal, except for Rodgers won the MVP. If Rodgers threw 25 touchdown passes last year, then the Packers are probably ready to move on, and then we would see Jordan Love get this opportunity, right?
I've talked about that a lot over the last couple of weeks or the last couple of months, Dan, that Aaron went from 25 and 26 touchdowns in 18 and 19, pretty ordinary seasons, below ordinary by his standards. And then he threw a big wrench into the mix by winning the MVP. Otherwise, you're right. If he was pretty good last year, if he had thrown for 35 and got votes in the MVP and they still make the NFC Championship game, I don't know if this all comes to a head right now. But I think they were betting on Jordan Love being ready in 2022. And Rodgers is essentially, through his performance last year and the reaching this loggerheads that they're at right now, has said, listen, I either need to be there for the duration or I'm not going to be there. Which one is it?
Great stuff, Mike. As always, have a great weekend, and keep us honest. If you hear something, let Paulie know. Thank you, bud.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
That's Mike Heller, sports radio host, The Mike Heller Show, 1070 The Game in Madison, Wisconsin.